Hello, my students. Okay, today we're going to talk about writing equations in two variables, and this is chapter 7, section 4. So when we think about an equation in two variables, you and I know a variable is an unknown, a letter we use for an unknown number. So these two numbers change in relationship to one another. Okay, so they're going to change depending on the other. Let's take a look. So I have this example of 8h equals m. And in this situation, h is the hours worked and m is our money earned. So you and I know this means like a job, right? So you and I work so many hours, or how much we make per hour will tell us how much we will make. So in this case, h is independent. So this meaning it can change freely. So what I mean by that is, of course, you and I make $8 an hour. This is just an example. And the number of hours we work changes, right? Maybe one week we work 10 hours, one week we work 50 hours. So our hours change. Okay, it's on its own. Depending on, our hours change depending on what the job needs. Now in this case, m depends on the hours worked. So perfect example, unfortunately, what we're going through, boys and girls, some people's money earned is going to be zero, right? Or very little, because they're not getting hours, right? We're not getting hours at work right now. But let's say if we normally work 40 hours a week, our money depends on how many hours I work, or maybe I had to take some days off work for a vacation and I work less hours. So then the money will be less, right? We know that the hours can change depending on the needs of the job, and the money depends on the hours worked. So how much we make, our money earned, depends on the hours we work. Okay, so let's look at another example. Now we're going to identify solutions. So if we say we have y equals 2x. Now in this case, they're going to give us an ordered pair. Okay, and they're going to write it like this, and they're going to write 3, 6. And don't forget, boys and girls, anytime you and I get an order pair, it's always going to go x, y, right? Just like the alphabet, it goes in order x, y, z, right? X, y, z. So when we get an ordered pair, if you need to label it, it's always x, then y. So what we need to do is we're going to replace x with 3 and y with 6, and then to see if it's a solution, okay? So for y, I see a 6, so we'll write a 6 equals, and I have two groups of x, so I have two groups of 3. Of course, we're going to solve here, and we see that, yes, it's a solution. Okay, because of course 6 equals 6. All right, let's do one more example over here. Sorry. Okay. We have y equals 4x minus 3, and they tell us the ordered pair is 4, 12. And just in case I forgot, I want to label this as x and this is y. So I'm going to plug in the information and see if this is a solution. Okay, so for y, we have 12 equals, x is 4, so we have 4 groups of 4, and I bring down my minus 3. Now I'm going to simply solve to see if this is an equivalent equation, and if this is a true solution, okay? So we have 12 equals 16 minus 3, and 12 does not equal 13, so this is not a solution. So when you and I are solving for two variables and they give it to us written as an ordered pair, they're only going to give it to us like this, because it will plug in for x and y, okay?